All right, if you're on IXL and you're doing the Algebra 2 IXL BB.6, this is going to be tracking really smart for you, but we're going to be working on writing a formula for an arithmetic sequence. Before we talk about some example problems, I just wanted to throw some formulas at you. These are from the Virginia Standards of Learning formula sheet. So these are pretty standard formulas. And we're focusing on arithmetic today. And we're actually just focused on these first two formulas. Okay, there's two main ones. There's A1 and AN sub 1. And so I need to talk to you real briefly about what that means. We're not looking at the S's. We're not looking at the R's. All that means we're looking at D, which is common difference. A sub n means the nth term in the sequence. So A sub 1 means the first term. So hopefully this will make a little bit more sense when we look at a couple examples. So it says, write an expression to describe the sequence below. Use n to represent the position of a term in the sequence where n equals 1 is the first term. So we've got two formulas. Our idea here is that we're going to write an expression to represent the nth term. So A sub n should equal, well, what's it going to equal? We got two choices here, A sub 1 and then A n minus 1. What I would generally do is use the first formula, because I can just go ahead and write A sub 1. In this case, A sub 1 is negative 10, the first term in the sequence. And then it says plus n minus 1, and then it says D. Now the D is the common difference, and the common difference is how much it changes each term. And this one is actually minus 10. So I'm going to put minus 10 right there. And so we now have an expression, a formula, and it says use n. So we have a formula in n, and if you were going to type this into Desmos, for example, you would just type it in just like this right there. Write an expression to describe the sequence below. As we changed up a little bit, what makes this more difficult? Well, not much. It's just got some bigger numbers. So we're still going to use the same formula, and it says A sub 1. It's A sub 1 there. And then we need to look at what is the D, what's the common difference. So as we go from here to here to here, what's it doing each time? And if we look at it, it's minus 69. Okay, so the D is minus 69. So if we write our formula, it's going to be negative 69, which is our A sub 1, plus n minus 1 times minus 69, because we're subtracting 69 each time. And that would be fine for our formula. That would tell us whatever formula we want. So let's say if you said, I want to know the next number, the fifth term, then I would just plug in 5 and it would tell me the answer. Now that wouldn't be too bad because I could just subtract 69. But what if I wanted to know the 100th term in the sequence? Well, then I'd put 100 right there and it would tell me the answer. I wouldn't need to subtract 69 that many times. All right, level 3, it starts asking us that ninth term question. So it starts with a pretty easy one, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, what's our common difference? It's going up 1. D is plus 1. And we got A sub 1. What is our A sub 1? Well, our A sub 1, the first term, is 5. So if we were to make a formula, we would say it's 5 plus n minus 1 times 1. And we could simplify this a little bit. If you wanted to go ahead and simplify that, you could, and you'd end up with 4 plus n. All I did was I did order of operations to simplify that. The ninth term in the sequence means if n were 9. So I'm going to plug 9n. So 4 plus 9 equals 13. And so the expression I had here tells me the answer when I plug in the n. Level 4. Level 4, it kind of tops out here. We have expression, 41st term. Okay, 41st term, that's way, I wouldn't want to try to, count my way there. But the first term we can see is negative 39. The other thing I need is a D, the common difference, and the D is, well, it's actually adding 1 each time. Okay, notice that since it starts negative and it's getting less negative, it's adding 1 and not subtracting 1. So if I were to write that expression, I'd say negative 39 plus n minus 1 times D, which is just 1. I'm going to clean that up a little bit because, you know, it looks like a mess right there. But if I just reorder that a little bit, n minus 40. Okay, now let's see if that works. Okay, if I look at the fourth number there, that's the fourth one. If I put a 4 in for that n, 4 minus 40 is negative 36. That works out. If I put a 3, it's negative 36. So it works with the sequence I have. But what if I have a 41 for my n, my 41st term? Well, what's that going to be? 41 minus 40 is 1. So it's not that bad. These are overwhelming. I focus on using this formula as much as I can. As long as we know what the first term is and we can identify what the common difference is, then we just plug it in and rock and roll. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you could help me out, you could like it and subscribe. That tells me that you like what I'm doing and you want to hear more of these videos.